When I first came to Japan, I did the most white guy thing possible. I ate all the stuff I'd seen in the animes. You know, I had ramen 3 times a day, I ate those little onigiri triangles of rice from 7-Eleven 10 times in a week, and I had more cheap ass nigiris from, you know, conveyor belt sushi places than I can even count. Hell, I even slipped in a visit to McDonald's. So if you're just here for a week or 2, get all of that stuff out of the way immediately. Head directly to McDonald's and eat your breakfast there. On the way back to your hotel, you dip into like a 7-Eleven or a Family Mart, buy 3 or 4 of those onigiri triangles, munch on those, have a little break back at your hotel or Airbnb, head out and eat a double portion of ramen. And then at the end of the night, go ahead and go nuts on the conveyor belt sushi. And you know, if you still long for some more meat down your gullet after your McDonald's feast the day before, why not try a yakiniku restaurant? Yakiniku is Japanese barbecue, and you get a table with a grill in the middle of it, and you can order any assortment of meats that you like and barbecue them right on your table. Usually while enjoying copious amounts of alcohol, which is how it should be. Now, if you're afraid of the language barrier and you know, the best places in Japan are the places that don't have an English menu, just remember, osusume! They'll bring you an assortment of meat. And for you vegetarians, yes, you can order only vegetables and grill them and eat it, but it's frowned upon. It doesn't really get better than that. I mean, grilling your own meats, eating your meats right off the grill, having copious amounts of alcohol, well, it's great. Maybe you'll end up hitting the town if you're in good company. That's actually how one of my favorite nights out here in Japan started. A few friends of mine came to visit me in Osaka. We went out to eat, had a couple too many drinks because of the Nomi Hodai, drink as much as you want over a few hours. And then we went out to some sort of random izakaya on the 10th floor of like a mini skyscraper. We went in and we started slamming beers because the beers were, you know, $2 a pop. And then on the table besides us were 3 Japanese dudes who were on the same baseball team. And they started to leaning over and cheers and doing kanpai with us and everything, and it was a good time. Eventually they joined our table. We had a lot of beers together, and suddenly the shirts came off and arm wrestling with our shirts off, and yeah, it was a hell of a time. So yeah, that was a pretty fun night out. But you know what's not fun? The next day when you wake up and it feels like somebody has been shoveling sand into your mouth all night. So if you're recovering from a hard night out, arm wrestling shirtless all night, you're going to need some soup. And no, I'm not talking about ramen. I'm talking about nabe. More specifically, motsunabe. Nabe is a Japanese hot pot. You know, I'm pretty sure that all the Asian countries have their own kind of hot pot style. Nabe is the Japanese one. And the one I'm recommending to you is the motsunabe. Motsu has something in it called hormone. No, it's not a hormone, it's a hormone. Which is...
Offal, also called variety meats, pluck or organ meats, is the viscera and entrails of a butchered animal. Oi, mate, this is fucking disgusting. Why have me reading this shit, mate?
I know it sounds kind of disgusting, but it's actually pretty darn good. The beef flavor in it is absolutely amazing. It's delicious, it's got vegetables, it's a hot soup, it's spicy, garlic, you know, ginger. It will heal you. Suddenly you'll feel 10 times better. So after the motsunabe, you've probably recovered from that night before, and you know, now it's time to go do some sightseeing. Maybe you went to Nara or Kyoto. Yeah, fuck Tokyo still. So you're done with sightseeing, you drank maybe 3 or 4 Pocari Sweat sports drinks to kind of rehydrate and get back in the game. Now you're ready and you have the urge for some seafood. And no, I'm not talking about the rotating kaiten sushi. You did that the first day. Now I'm talking about kaisendon, the seafood bowl. Kaisendon is the superior way of getting seafood into your mouth in Japan without it being sushi. And I gotta tell you, kaisendon, wow. All the sushi flavor, more of the seafood and rice, and you can usually choose your toppings. Hello sushi, it's your boy Kaisendon. You're out, I'm in. In Osaka after the Second World War there was a rice shortage, and I'm sure that happened everywhere else in Japan too, but I'm talking about Osaka now. And since rice was hard to come by, the US sent huge packages of flour to Osaka and the rest of Japan until the rice crops could start, producing again. And this led to some interesting innovations, like okonomiyaki, the Japanese pancake. Do not call it Japanese pizza. I've seen people online calling okonomiyaki Japanese pizza. It's not. It's a pancake. Japanese pizza are usually from Domino's or Pizzala and has like corn and mayo and potatoes and seafood and seaweed on top. That's a Japanese pizza. Okonomiyaki is a Japanese pancake. And the most important invention, takoyaki. Takoyaki is in its simplicity just a piece of octopus that has been blanched inside of a dough ball, and the dough is formed by mixing flour and dashi, dashi, the umami water, and that's it. But there is no limit to what you can put into and put on top of takoyaki balls. I mean, I've seen takoyaki that has been injected with pizza sauce and topped with cheese. I mean, if you want to avoid the octopus, maybe that's the way to go. But, takoyaki means octopus grilled, so pizzayaki. Yes, pizzayaki. So there you have it, just a few suggestions from me, your friendly fat foreigner who loves food, who has been in Japan for a couple of years, and possibly many more years to come. I still have lots of stuff to eat. And just a disclaimer, this is not a comprehensive list of everything you should eat in Japan. It was just the ones I had the B-roll footage for, so bye!